haven't met her yet, she is Pastor Daniel's wife. Of course, they are our new Chinese pastor here. So, Sharon, tell us just a little bit about how you grew up, where, schooling, some of those fundamental things.
Yes. I grew up, I was born in Taiwan, grew up in the capital city, Taipei, and I finished my university and majored in German. But don't ask any of that. I just learned for 4 years, but spent 15 years to forget it.
Good job.
I'm the middle child of 3 girls. Yeah.
Okay. How did you meet Daniel?
I met him when their church was looking for a BBS teacher, and they were hoping for a Christian teacher, so they found me. And then after that we become friends, and he was very helpful with my service in the church. So once I know that he had a problem like trying to find a place to study and prepare for his final report of his seminary, I was like, okay, he needs help, I can help him. So because his library in the seminary closed up in the holiday season, so I offered him a house, an ensuite that has been vacant for about 2 years. I said, you can use that house, you can use the ensuite, and you can prepare your final report there. And I realized something interesting, that he always keep the room clean up all the garbage. And you know, the house has been quite dirty, especially the washroom, or you call restroom. Yes. Okay, restroom, yeah. So I started to notice that he, like 2 weeks after he used the room, he brought back some cleaning utensils and started to brush the whole washroom, restroom like shining. So, and I just show no signs of recognition or appreciation. I just wanted to know how long he can keep doing it. And to my great surprise, like he did that every 2-3 weeks, all the way till like 6 months. So that really impressed me. I don't know anyone who would try to do that, like to impress a girl, cleaning toilet on his knees. So
he's a keeper.
He's a keeper.
So you moved to Canada.
Yes.
How long ago was that?
I moved to Canada in 2009 after we got married for a bit over a year. I stayed in Manitoba, a city called Brandon, for 3 years and 9 months, and we planted a church there. And then we moved on to Calgary. It's a city on the right side of Rocky Mountain, and stayed there for 3 more years before we moved here.
And how did God work to get you here?
Daniel has been looking for a church focused on discipleship and mission. And of course, a lot of church claim that they focus on discipleship and mission. But when we check the annual budget, then they show like where they put their treasure shows where their heart go, right? So, and I realized that, and Daniel told me that this church put 24% of the annual budget into the mission, and in that, about 10 to 12% goes to the unreached people groups. Whoa, that shows how like this church plays the game seriously, and we love that. Yeah,
that's special. Now,
yeah.
Did you have a verse?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the process of the interview, Daniel had a confirmation from the Lord by a verse from Zechariah 13. It says, It is he who will build the temple of the Lord, and he will be clothed with majesty and will sit and rule on his throne, and he will be a priest on his throne, and there will be harmony between the two. So harmony between the two, I love it. Yeah, and when we had started the interview, I realized that Pastor Josh, our senior pastor, was trying very hard with the staff team to work for these two congregations work on the one mission statement, and there will be a pastor play a role of a bridge. So I think that's the harmony between the two meaningful for us.
That's great. I know that's been Daniel and Sharon's heart, is just to unify our two congregations and work together to make disciples of Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
That's great. Okay, let's switch to Christmas. A favorite Christmas tradition.
Yeah, I have been wondering about this question, But when I moved to Canada, when we planted the church, we opened our house for international students in Christmas every year. And that was the tradition I like to make. It's, I will ask the international students to bring a gift and to do a gift drawing to decide who get what, right? And I will put more drawing papers in it for additional gifts. So and because of it's a church planting, so we got pretty limited resources. So I have learned to be creative. So how do I do that? So they might open a drawing, a note, and says, "Whoa, congratulations! You got a great opportunity to master a special Canada skill with Pastor Tian, snow shoveling."
If we only had some snow.
Oh, that's a lot of snow. Yeah.
So, Sharon, tell us about a most unfortunate Christmas experience that you had.
2 years ago, God touched our heart to go and join a marriage enrichment camp in Vancouver. But that was the timing, as I was not sure about that, because Daniel was not employed. The payment from the government of the insurance payment was only up to 8 months, and December was the last month. So instead of save the cash, God asked us to spend the money to go traveling. I was not sure about that, but God confirmed it, so we did. So when we got back from the trip, we stepped into the house, and we realized, the house got flooded because of a pipe underneath our kitchen sink, for some reason, was disconnected. So the water just flowed, and according to the water bill we received later, it charged us $2,000. And it has been flowing for 4 days. Yeah, and we walk into the basement, we feel like you walk into a cave underneath a waterfall. And so 75% of the house got wrecked. So it needs a lot of time and money to do the renovation. And the insurance company called us and say, "So what happened?" And I explained, and he said, "Do you have someone to go check your house?" I say, "Yes, that's our neighbor." And say, "Do you give your key to him?" I say, "No, I don't know. We need to do that." And he just come over and check the mailbox. And he said, "Can I talk?" And when's the last time he checked? I said, "I don't know. You need to ask him. Can you give me his number?" I say, "Okay." And so he went check. And we stay in a hotel. We have to. We don't even need to unpack. So there we were a week before Christmas with a crisis on our hand, and doesn't know really what to do with that. So That's the most unfortunate one.
And then tell us about the most memorable Christmas.
The most memorable one, believe it or not, is the same one. So how does God turn it over? You know, when we were in Vancouver, I was introduced to a brother who's also Christian, deliver a weird message to me. He said, I see you and your husband is on a bridge. God is going to move you forward. So you are going to be moving to a next stage, not only physically, but also spiritually. And when you were on the bridge, there will be water underneath, look turbulent, and just focus on the Lord. So, okay, water underneath turbulent. I thought it was a metaphor, but
it's not.
Yeah. So, and I got back and talked to my husband what I got. And he said, okay, that means that we might need to sell the house and put that on the market. So we better do the fixing up with the kitchen and the floor. And I said, but honey, how can we afford it? So we pray in the hotel and for overnight and waiting to join the meeting with the insurance company, whether or not we can get covered. Okay, then I got the message. Don't be afraid, it's I. Okay, and Daniel he reached down from on high and took hold of me. He drew me out of deep waters. He brought me out into a spacious place. He rescued me because he delighted in me. So when we were in the meeting and the agent said, we will get you covered in front of our neighbor, his jaw just dropped. It was impossible. And so we got all covered. And then we get to stay in the hotel for 2 weeks, and all our meal got 85% covered. So we find the best restaurant. Enjoy the lobster and steak and take a photo to show people we are okay. We are not a victim only, but so yeah. Yeah, so and after 2 weeks after Christmas, we got moved into a downtown apartment, all furnished, with a housekeeper doing our laundry every week. So for some reason, it's so expensive than motel. I don't know why.
Daniel didn't have to clean the toilet.
No. So it was amazing that our friends, brother and sister, call us, trying to comfort us. They say, whoa, this poor young couple get attacked by devil, So they call and try to give us their care. But they didn't expect a couple who was like overjoyed, saying, praise the Lord! Yeah, so they were encouraged by us. Yes. So how can we afford it to renovate the whole house? The whole total coverage, the insurance company has paid up to $133,000. In that, $60,000 goes to the house renovation. How good is that? We can do the house renovation before we sell the house. And I don't even bother to have a garage sale to get rid of stuff. Yeah, they all go turn to cash. I love it.
That's great. We love you, Sharon. Thank you for being here tonight. These can be lethal, so be very careful.